I'm Jane Esselstyn.
I'm Ann Esselstyn.
And
I'm Polly LaBar.
She is my...
she's my
mother-in-law. No way!
You're my mother-in-law. But either way works.
Polly is my mom's daughter-in-law? How did you come up with that one?
I'm married to your youngest son, Zeb.
And Polly...
It's because Polly is just so wonderful.
Okay. So what we're doing today is Polly's Purple Oats, and this is actually in the Engine 2 7-Day Rescue. It's called Purple Oatmeal, but we're going to double it because there's so many of us who want some. So Polly, what's the first important thing to put in before you explain it?
Well, we're just going to toss in a cup of steel-cut oats. I use organic steel-cut oats.
But Polly, the water is already boiling.
The water is boiling,
4
very
cups.
importantly. I boil 4 cups of water. I throw in a cup of steel-cut oats. Let's turn that up just a bit. And then we'll give that a stir in a minute. We actually at our house call these mommy oats because my husband has a version of quick oats, rolled oats that are called daddy oats. So we either call these Georgie oats or mommy oats. It's really simple. This was invented as a way to get as many berries and as much fruit into my daughter as possible. Mm-hmm. So it's really very simple. Once the boiling water, how's it going? It's not quite boiling yet. Once the oats start to sort of set with the water, I throw in a handful of goji berries. I throw in cinnamon. Now,
and Polly has the coolest thoughts about cinnamon. I thought cinnamon was really just like, where's my bottle? I get cinnamon by like the keg.
Here we go.
Like I thought, hey, this is cinnamon. But she said, oh, no, there's all kinds of cinnamon. So
well, there's so many different species. I have become a little bit of a spice freak. One of my purveyors that I love a lot is Burlap and Barrel. They work with single origin artisans all over the world. They're really just amazing. And so I use sometimes this royal cinnamon or this cinnamon verum and verum.
Smell
and
it?
This is...
What's the difference?
The difference is the verum is a more savory, citrusy, bright cinnamon. This is the cinnamon that you're probably used to, which is a little bit sweeter, better for baking.
So different. Smell them; they're so different.
So I use the royal cinnamon for baking or for oats.
Mine definitely smells like sawdust.
And I use.
Is that amazing?
The cinnamon.
I
can't even
like
say cinnamon anymore. That smells less strong.
This one
Isn't
really
it amazing?
has the cinnamon.
The verum I use for savory dishes for stews. My husband makes our beans, our rice and beans. He has an amazing recipe, which is just his magic, throwing
This
spices
is just
into the
cinnamon?
beans. Yes,
I'm in
it's
love.
just a different species.
I'm in love with royal cinnamon.
Yes, and so this is amazing. Oh, there we go. This happens all the time. The pot boileth over. Oh, and I want to say one more thing about spices. This is a new ad. It's not in the recipe. I don't always put it in for Georgie, but sometimes I add like half a teaspoon of ground ginger, and it gives it just a yummy little tang.
Speaking of ground stuff, do you want some ground flax or Polly? No, I can't speak.
Chia seeds?
Chia seeds.
We just throw those in
end.
when we serve it. Not yet.
Seeds. What Polly seeds?
Let's go over to the pot. This is a friction-free recipe. You throw in a cup. The reason why I do a cup of steel-cut oats is we put them in the fridge and then we have it for breakfast for the week, basically, for our daughter and anyone else who wants it. Okay, I usually don't measure the cinnamon. I just sprinkle it in. But let's put a teaspoon for this amount. Let's put half a teaspoon of the ginger. Again, the ginger is totally optional. I love this buffalo ginger. It is just delicious. This is going to take a minute to come together.
Do you want the goji berries and the blueberries
I've
over there
got the
yet?
goji berries. I'm going to wait a sec till everything comes together a little bit more before I throw the rest in.
So everything sort of darkens with the cinnamon, or?
Yeah, and once you'll see the oats and the water start to gel together. Right now they're a little separate.
Okay, so we're going to wait to put the berries in.
What happens if you put the berries in too soon?
Nothing happens.
Okay.
But I do find that if the timing seems to work really well to get your water boiling, go do a task, throw in the steel cut oats, go do a task, and then once you come back to the stove, usually it's sort of set, and then I throw everything in at once, give it a stir, and then we'll see what happens. All right, so this has come together well. You can see we just have these delightful wafts of spiciness here. So what I'm going to do now, you can see the oats and the water have kind of gelled. I'm going to take a pretty good handful of goji berries, and then I look at it and I think,
Holly,
oh, I
why
want more.
goji? What's
Goji berries, just, you know, again, it's trying to get a diversity of foods into your family. So instead of raisins, goji, and they have a lot of wonderful antioxidants and great properties. So I like that. And also they're not as sweet and juicy as raisins, but they plump up in this. Then I take, this is my daughter's favorite food, dried cherries.
Those are frozen.
Frozen cherries. Frozen unsweetened cherries. We throw a bunch of those in. It's funny.
And then what's that?
These are frozen blueberries, and you can see I'm just eyeballing it.
About a cup of
in
each?
both cases, that was about a cup or half of that package. And then my favorite part, you start to stir it, and look what's happening. It's turning purple.
to Polly's purple oats, as we first called them.
There we go. And I will tell you, my daughter would look at this and say, "More berries, more berries." But we're going to leave it like that for now. We're just going to let it cook for a few minutes more. Okay, this looks ready to go. I think we can
Look at
take
that
it
purple
right,
color.
right off the stove.
Wow.
Yeah, it's got yummy, yummy purple color. Now, we eat this.
I'm going to get a little top cam shot. Look at that. Look at that. You can see all the cherries and the blueberries. Oh, yeah. We're steaming up the top cam.
I love it. And I usually put this even like this hot and steaming, because if I try to do steel cut oats in the morning before school, they're a little bit runnier like this. If you let it sit, just, this is sort of, you know, a theme. If you let it sit for 10 minutes or something, it'll obviously sort of come together a little bit more. So I'm going to tell you.
That's how I loved my steel cut oats, is to have it like soup.
Have it almost like soup.
And then it coagulates and is perfect.
It does. It's perfect. Now, something about this approach to oats, I was talking to my daughter, and she was asking me, why does everybody put brown sugar on their oats? Because these oats with the fruit and the cinnamon and the spices are so naturally flavorful, you never even think of putting sugar or anything on. But you do.
I can't wait to taste it.
Oh, you want? Here, I'm going to give you this bowl, and you can put your fixings. We always put chia or flax or both. Georgie, my daughter, usually puts another handful of frozen cherries on top, and blueberries and whatever we have. Here, let me serve you, Anne. But it's a great way to get your tablespoon or two of flax and chia. Get your good omegas.
I got some
go.
cherries, man. I love the cherries.
Oh yeah, you got the good cherries. What would you like? Flax or?
I use both always.
Okay.
You
probably already had yours today.
I've already had some.
Oh, I thought it was cherries. I have a bunch of goji berries.
And goji berries.
I
Yeah.
forgot.
And that's it. It's pretty simple. Again, it's kind of a friction-free thing, and the rest of it you can throw in a Tupperware, have in the fridge. I actually like this as an afternoon snack with a little dollop of almond-based yogurt.
Oh.
Do you make your own almond-based yogurt?
I used to. I don't have time anymore.
I have a question.
Unsweetened.
Do you eat it cold?
No, I warm this up, and then I throw in flax or chia if I haven't had it already, and then I put a dollop of unsweetened, either soy-based or almond-based yogurt.
Do you call it friction-free because, like most good oats and porridge, it makes you just go right through? Like a moving experience? Is that why it's friction-free?
Well, we never think about that in our family ever.
Yeah.
But no, friction-free because it's an easy thing to throw together, and the whole family likes it, and then you have some left over for breakfast the next morning.
It's sweet.
And if you want to dial up or down sweetness, you can change the amount of fruit.
And it's purple.
So much
Yes.
antioxidants, so much.
All the
so
good
many
colors.
antioxidants.
You've got red,
So
you've
much
got
is-
purple, you've got
Yeah.
blue.
I can hardly wait for this bite. Notice, it's
Oh,
one
what is that?
big cherry.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
Oh,
And Ann and I share something, which is we like our steel cut oats a little chewy.
Yeah, it's a little
if,
crunchy.
If you prefer yours cooked more, obviously just leave it on longer. This is a total eyeball recipe. It's not
Oh my God.
a specific time.
Cherry is so good.
Isn't that good?
and it's hot.
I've never had frozen dark cherries in my oats. I'm so psyched that it's not part of that recipe, but again, we're riffing off that recipe.
It's a riff.
So you guys, what do you put in your purple oats? Hopefully it's something similar to what Polly put, because this is delicious. All right.
Polly, you're a miracle woman.
Thank you.